What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, it is a place where friends can have conversation. We can discuss a variety of topics. Sometimes what's going on in the world, sometimes things that need to be going on in the world, and sometimes just everyday conversations about life. I am your host, Ed Honcho. If you don't know, now you know. Tonight we will be talking about the proper way to parent. And what I mean by that is, what should modern day parents do in a world that wants to confuse your child? They want to confuse you. They want to make everything, awkward, make it more difficult for you to be a parent, tell you what you can and can't do. And so we'll talk about the proper way to parent, how to handle a lot of these situations, what should be done when it comes to situations involving the youth. And of course, I'll spill my spiel for a little bit, and then I definitely want to know how you guys feel and what you guys think. So we will definitely discuss that. Okay, there we go. That's proper. And like I said, we'll have a new Denline number to call in and check all that out. But again, we'll see what friends of the Den are joining us this evening, and then we will get into the conversation. Dr. Rabbit, Beyond the Funny Nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Herb Gotti the Don, I already get your money, man. And, I guess that's all we have joining us in this evening. But, whether it's 1 or 100, it doesn't even matter. So here is, my kid don't get good grades. He's told, well, goddamn. So here's the thing. Okay. And like I said, I was doing some reading. I was doing some things, looking at some stuff. So I'll tell y'all about my situation. Again, something I never thought that I would ever be involved in. But hey, life has a funny way of coming at you. Okay. And it took a very interesting turn today, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about the proper way to parent. And the reason I say proper, because there's a lot of things you could do as a parent and let your kid grow up all willy-nilly, because you have some parents who think that's the way. Just let my kid do whatever they want to do, try to be their friend or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I don't think that's the way to do it, because again, like I say, we've discussed it many times when Man Up's been on. Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? That you got to help these kids learn how to live. And I think that one of the big problems is that a lot of people don't want to have the serious conversations. I'm gonna forget. No, I ain't gonna forget. I definitely won't forget. I think parents are afraid to have the conversations that they need to have with their children about the world, about life. And am I benefiting from the credit? Nah, I don't think I've been out enough to benefit from the Kenneth Fareed pickup yet. Howdy. But, and I agree, discipline is necessary. And I think discipline comes in a variety of forms. But I was doing some reading, and what I came across, it said that there are 4 types of parents, okay? Or 4 parenting styles. And I want to kind of talk about a little bit about each of them, because I think you've seen them all. You have the authoritarian, the authoritative, the permissive, and the uninvolved. And I found this to be interesting because it almost encapsulates all the parenting styles that I've seen. I think you have some who are uninvolved but with expectations. I think there's a lot of kids who are confused. So when you talk about the authoritarian, that's basically having a set expectation, not really being very compassionate. Basically about laying down a foundation. Just fuck them damn kids. I think that you have certain parents who think that's the way. And again, it could work to an extent, but again, like they say, when I was reading, was saying that, their studies have shown that kids like that end up growing up, timid and, basically having low self-esteem and having a weird relationship with authority. And that I could kind of understand. But then they talk about authoritative. And authoritative it has some of the traits of the authoritarian, but a more caring situation where, you know, you're guiding them, you know, you give them a little bit of freedom, but there are, of course, limitations. But it's more of a guide, more of a leadership type situation where you have expectations. There are rules set in place, but along with these rules, I guess you could say there are rewards. Then you have the permissive, and the permissive is kind of don't necessarily know what to do. You start treating kids like adults a little bit too early, and I think you have a lot of that going on nowadays, especially when people tell you not to discipline your kids, not to whoop your kids, and they shouldn't be spanked and all that other shit. And I'm not saying that. I'm not, again, I regress to the whooping the kids, but again, my new knowledge has told me that, you know, beating the children isn't always the best way, but discipline is, I guess, what I mean by when I always go to whooping. Discipline is necessary. So it may be in the form of taking things away. It may be in the form of, you know, punishment through exercise or, you know, some other unentertaining activity. But I think nowadays, you know, when you get to the permissive, I think you have a lot of permissive parents, because what you do now, you have parents. It used to be sitting your kid in front of the TV. But guess what? Now the TV is portable, on the phone, on the tablet, on whatever else it is. You have a lot of parents who don't want to deal with children being children, so they let these devices raise them and then wonder why their kid ultimately ain't shit. You know. But again, that's funny. Football parenting. That's the way to do it. Strap up your helmet, little motherfucker. But ultimately, like I say, you say take away the place. Oh man, some of these look these motherfuckers down. Shit, they'll fucking. You've seen stories where kids have killed parents for taking away games or beat them up or have had like a violence. But again, you know whose fault that is. That is the parents' fault, because you allowed them to have this behavior. You nursed that behavior in them for so long, and then when you finally got the gall to do something about it, they didn't know how to respond because they've never experienced it before, and so they react irrationally because again they've never had that experience. They don't know what to do. There's a little shortage in the brain, and bow, dead parents. Or you spoil these kids to the point where they don't know how to do anything. They have these expectations from you. When you stop providing those expectations, then bow, kid attacks parent. So I think you have to set the boundaries early and from young. Yes, babies are cute and they're learning and growing and knowing, but as soon as they start functioning and have that comprehension, I think you have to start setting limitations. Now, of course, you can't have a baby who's just learning to walk, doing push-ups and things like that. But you have to start setting certain little boundaries and expectations. Because what you have a lot of people do is just, oh, it's so cute, up until it's 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Oh, it's so cute. And then fucking puberty hits and it grows a little Mexican mustache and it's looking like a little man, and you don't know what to do with it because it don't want to listen to you because you've never set boundaries in front of it ever before. Who do you blame? Your kids are bad parents, spoiled like a Siamese cat. Blaming the kids a line of shame. You know exactly who to blame. The mother and the father. What if there's no father in the picture? Then you blame Heidi. So again, though, like I say, you know, it's an odd situation. So I think ultimately, of course, you want to be authoritative. Again, you know, you have to set leadership. You have to set an example for kids, and you know, give them something to look up to want to grow into, or to measure their experience against. And I'm not saying compare them to you, but they know what's right and wrong. So again, if you're going to be that authoritative parent, and again, I think this is why you have a lot of permissive parents. You have a lot of uninvolved parents too, because they don't know how to necessarily be parents. They expected some kind of manual to come with it, and it didn't happen. You have to set a good role model. You have to set a good example. They get a reality check, at least you're getting a check. Man, that's what I'm saying. With that reality check, shit, ain't too many places you can cash that but the bank of you. But the thing is, yeah, they do. I'm telling you, I always laugh at that fucking Cat Williams joke. Push it faster, Essie. But again, like I say, you know, it's a situation, and I get concerned because you got to look at it like this. Even one parent, being overly permissive with their children leads to a problem because this child doesn't know how to function properly, especially if it's the only child and it's become spoiled and it is what it is. That child poses a problem to society, or society poses a problem to that child. So it's either going to react one of two ways, and both of them are generally negative, and it's going to be a shut-in because it doesn't know how to go out and interact in a society who don't give a fuck about it. That's why I always say, man, fuck them kids. Or I say, man, nobody gives a fuck about your kids but you. Everybody has kids. They don't think their kid is the most special. Just because you love your motherfucking kid don't mean that these people don't think that their kid, is much more special than yours. And I think people lose that perspective. And so the world doesn't give a fuck about your child. And so because you treat it a certain way and want a certain way, whenever it gets out into the world, it's going to be an unfortunate set of circumstances because either they rage and don't know how to react, somebody going to bust that ass, or they're going to go over the top, or they're going to become a recluse. It's just usually negative consequences. Not often that they come to the realization that, hey, maybe I was raised fucked up and I got to get it together, because they've had this certain understanding of the world for so long. That they don't know how to deal. I say it all the time. Like I tell a little one all the time, I don't give a fuck about them other kids. Because, this kid did that. I don't give a shit about them kids. When they were inquired about coaching the soccer team, I'm like, fuck no, I don't care about them goddamn kids. Like, yeah, I want them to win. I want them to be good. But, like, fuck that. I think as a parent, honestly, that job never ends. You know what I'm saying? I don't think parenting ever really ends, because even when you get older, you're still going to have problems. But I think over nurturing, it's a point where you got to let them go, of course, and let them live their own life. But your child is always going to come back with questions and things, even when they become a parent in the future, they're going to ask you for parenting advice, or they're going to have, questions and things like that. So I don't think once you're a parent is a lifetime job. I don't think it ever truly ends. But as far as having to take care of them under your roof, I think that if they do stay under your roof, again, my roof, my rules, but also, you're not just letting them stay there. They have to be working. They have to be working, but to build something of their own. Like I have mixed feelings about, the 18-year-old situation. Because like I say, when I left for school, I was 18. I fucked up when I left U of H the first time. I had an apartment. I was 19. Like I say, staying in the city in a very interesting part of town. Went back to school, left again. And, like just some other shenanigans and shit. But I don't think that, if you're going to go home or you're going to be at home, you need to be contributing. Again, there's going to be rules that you have. So as long as you kind of do the child thing, I think you have to follow a child's rules. So, but my thing is, I'm not all the way opposed, because I know there's a lot of cultures who allow their children to stay home until a certain point, but that child is growing up. No, I didn't stay when I was going to school in the Third Ward, but when I left, I went somewhere else. Just as intriguing, if you will. But again, so like I was saying, you have these people who, again, like I said, allow their children to stay home to a certain age. But again, that child has to either be going to college or they're putting away money to get their own thing. Like I can deal with that. Like I can kind of see that, as long as it's a productive thing, or they're contributing back to the household. I know there's a lot of cultures who, usually immigrants who come in and they'll all bunk in a house until, they can save enough money. Everybody kind of chips in on the bill, so it's not that much. And then when you kind of get out, when you get out, you go and get your own shit, and then you kind of look out for somebody else. And, it's kind of a similar situation. I can understand that premise, because I think that's how, you're able to save money. You're able to invest and do some other things, put yourself in a better position. But again, you have to be doing something. You have to be working, going to school, and probably working still. You have to be contributing and bettering yourself, in many ways. But again, I also understand the premise of, hey, you're 18, get the fuck out, But I think what you have is a lot of parents, at 18 kick their kids out, but have never helped those kids become an adult. You know, they coddle them and do all this stuff and don't really teach them, you know, the way of the world. They don't teach them the necessary things they need to know to go out into the world and survive. They just, you know, you're 18, get out. Or you're 21, get out. 21. And so, you know what I'm saying? They don't get it. And so speaking of the stepdad thing, and so that's what I was saying was very interesting and very, very interesting. So today, yeah, I've told y'all about my situation. You know, chick I was with prior to the situation I'm in now, she passed away. And the lady Honcho, the father of her child, passed away. And so odd things being odd things, you know, it is what it is. Otherwise, you know, I told you I don't do baby daddies. I'm not with that bag. And so, like I said, we've been together for a few years now. And so the little one very timidly asked me a question, and she kind of hinted at it before. And she was asking, you know, if she could call me dad, because she was very young when her father passed away, so she didn't really get a chance to know him. And she said she feels like that he would have been like me, or, you know, that I play a fatherly role or something like that. Let's not rush stuff. Well, let's not get crazy here. Take things one step at a time. And so, you know, and I thought about it, I say, you know, hey, you feel free to call me whatever you want. You know, if it makes you feel better, you know, I can understand the premise. And, you know, I kind of sat and I thought about it. I was like, damn, you know, because I have taken on that role. Again, like I say, something I never fucking expected, because that was just my bag. I was just no way I was going to fucking do it. But like I said, I thought about it. And so, like I say, you know, I mean, that's basically how we've been carrying on as such. So, you know, I can't blame her for that. And I had to think about it, though. I really had to think about it. And, you know, I look at my situation. Pops, he was there for the early part of the life, but he was there, but he wasn't there. Like I said, my parents were married, but this motherfucker was in the street. So it was like, we might see this nigga this week. You know what I'm saying? He come home, do some shenanigans, fix a car for a fucking couple of hours, fucking go off, hit some licks, probably running off with some hoes, doing some old dumb shit, and ran off on the plug or some old off the wall shit. Like, it used to be some wild shit, man. A lot of shit I didn't even know about. My tea lady would tell me some of the stories. Said one time I had some crazy Jamaicans calling the house talking about they was going to kill us because my pops had done some shenanigans. And, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, whatever. He told me a couple little stories and some shit, but that's not to get into, neither here nor there. But, and so like I say, man, but I looked at it and I was like, man, you know, I don't plan on having no little honchos. Now, if they exist in any foreign parts of the world, hey, Maury, I'll be coming on soon. But no, I'm not worried about that. Pull out game on 10K. But, you know, and so I thought about it, man, and I thought about it, and I seriously thought about it. And, you know, I think that's a very serious role that you have to take. You know, we talk often about father figures in here. We talk often about having that masculine role in the household. We talk often about, you know, setting an example and needing that, especially with a little girl not having that. You see how a lot of these women turn out not having that fatherly figure in the household. And it turns out bad. So like I say, it just kind of made me think about some shit, and just honestly, like I say, I got to be a better fucking honcho. Goddamn it, you know, if I'm a embrace that role, then I got to be a better fucking honcho. You know, because the little one is watching, and I got to set a good example. So you know, it is what it is. But I never, and you know, I thought about it, but like I say, I don't know how she looked at it like that. But you know, again, like I say, it is what it is. So I think it's interesting. I think it's something I'm gonna have to, you know, adjust to. But You know, if she looks at it like that, then again, like I say, understanding from a child's perspective, because like I say, my parents split, I want to say about 9. The divorce was like official, like I think when he was about 11. And so, you know, I understand how it is not having that fatherly role or that role model or whatever, especially being about that age. So, you know, it's very interesting. Yes, I blurred out. There we go. But so again, it's like I say, so anyway, that's why, okay, you know, I had a couple of topics. I was like, I've got all the topics I already like for the next 7-8 days, but that's why I went with this one, because I just found that interesting. We'll see how it turns out. But so it's got me thinking about a lot of shit. It's got me thinking about, you know, how I handle a lot of things from here on out. Look, fucking me. Ain't gonna be none of that shit. It's gonna be old maid. Nah, but seriously though. But it's not that. But I'm saying, okay, I understand that. But I'm saying from the kid's perspective and how they visualize me. Of course, I'm just gonna be an example and try to guide. But I mean, like I say, you know, as far as looking at the fucking shit is from a reverse perspective, is I guess I never thought about it like that. So interesting. Like I said, I'm cool with it because, like I said, I don't plan on having no kids of my own. Like, this world's too crazy, honestly, especially with the way things are trending in America. Look, maybe I have to go. I may have to go foreign and overseas or some shit. So we'll see what happens. But the good thing about that is once the sauce really gets jumping, or the den really gets jumping, I can have me some free labor, right? It's like it's not child labor if it's your kid, right? Or something of that nature. So we'll figure it all out. The Dead Eagle Soft Sports. I don't know. There's a big difference. We're gonna talk about that later because we were talking about some things the other day. We're gonna have a little bit of that other country. I mean, not the other country. I'm sorry, other hemisphere. We're gonna have a little bit of conversation about something because it's just something I noticed. So I got to really start looking at my angle of what I'm gonna do with some things. But here's the deal. Like I said, it's a new Denline. The old Denline still exists temporarily, but like I said, we're going to do some things differently. I'm changing up the numbers to help with all the calls when they do come in and people getting put on the straight to the voicemail and all that other shit. You went to the U of H basketball game? Did you enjoy yourself? You went to the ECU game? I ain't talk for 30. Well, I told myself I was going to start trying to cut down all the talking. That I said I was going to try to make it like a, 15, 20-minute conversation so folks ain't have to wait as much. But, nah, man, you ain't see no hoes at the U of H game, man? The new Fertitter Center, you ain't see no Fertitties? Oh, man. But, again, so again, like I say, the thing is, it was empty. Oh, that's terrible. But that's U of H for you. Motherfuckers will show up when it's a commuter school. You know what I mean? It's like, it's terrible. So, they play Temple. Okay, we'll see what happens. But again, like I say, the thing about it is, yeah, it is true. But again, they got to get them rankings up. They got to get them numbers up. They 17th right now? Or I got to check. I haven't seen after that what they are. But they were 17th in the country when I seen it last time. So, again, though, looking at kids, the ECU fight song. I remember I played ECU one year. It was somewhere around the time. I want to say who was it? Chris Johnson played it. I don't think I played against him, though, because I really wasn't playing. I traveled to ECU. I didn't know what the fuck ECU was. I thought it was only North and South. Where this fucking East Carolina shit come from. Fucking the Butt Pirates. But again, man, so I mean, do you think in this day and age that we need more authoritative parenting? Because again, you see all this trending towards people wanting to be friends with their kids. Again, like I say, you see all this. You see a lot more. I think what you have a lot more now is people are getting away from authoritarian. They're getting away from the authoritative. and they're going towards the permissive and the uninvolved. Because like I say, I think you have the uninvolved is they're just throwing their kids in front of these screens and then expecting shit to happen. I think a lot of these young people are really, it was Conference USA when I was there. And so, like I say, you got a lot of these young people who have kids. They're basically kids themselves. And the uninvolved involves parents who is more concerned about being on social media than they are about raising their kids. You have motherfuckers who have kids just to talk about them on social media. And that's the terrible thing. That's the awful thing about it. Let me see something here. Oh, that's the problem right there. That's why. And again, like I say, kids raising kids nowadays. Motherfuckers thinking that kids are going to be like the fucking baby dolls they played with, and that's not the case. Yeah, I don't even remember what it was, though. I have no idea. I don't remember what the fuck it was. So that creates rebellion from the kids. But I think that if you don't apply any kind of standards for the children, then I mean, is it worse to not have any standards and just let them do whatever, or at least to set some parameters for them, and then if they rebel, then they rebel? Because I think that you got to give a kid a shot at having some discipline in their life. You got to give a kid a shot at football, or what's the motherfucking deal? You got to, because I mean, that's what the world's not going to let you do whatever the fuck you want to do, unless you really have, you really just got to be one of them motherfuckers. Like, and those motherfuckers are few and far in between. And so, like I say, you just have to, I think you have to have more authoritative. The world let R. Kelly do it well. Everybody can't sing, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think you have to do. And I agree. Like, I mean, it's to a certain age, once a kid has a certain mind frame and they have a certain way of thinking, there is no going back. Especially once like puberty hits, you got what you got, essentially. It's going to take some kind of dramatic ass life event. And, I don't think too many people are prepared for that. Again, and what you have a lot of people is once a kid is, 13, 14, they start treating them like they're adults. And I don't think that's the case. I think, they should have a better understanding of life. But if you haven't taught them how to be an adult, if you haven't taught them the proper things in life, then I think you're fucking yourself over. You know what I'm saying? But that's interesting, because I know a lot of folks who've had some Army parents who were pretty strict, and they grew up, relatively disciplined, and they wild out for a little bit. But then I think eventually they saw the way, and they kind of reformed their behaviors and saw what it was that their parents were trying to teach them. Now, it's not in all cases. Some people wild out a little bit too far, and you can't bring them back in. What's done is done sometimes. And, it is what it is, and it's unfortunate. But I think you have more problematic people from the ones who just didn't care. I think you have the authoritative people who kind of, their kids rebel a little bit, but I don't think, I think you have more people who are worse off from parents who are not involved enough, honestly. Do what you want to do. Your kids start fucking doing drugs and doing all that. Oh, it's cool. Just do the drugs. Or you're not checking on them. You're not giving a fuck. It's a lot of people who talk about, how their parents never gave a fuck. And so why should they give a fuck? And I think those are the kind of people who realize, or who come to a conclusion that, well, nobody else cares about me. Why should I care about myself? And I think that's the situation you have. I think when you have authoritative, not necessarily authoritarian, you set those boundaries, you have expectations, and you help those kids get to those expectations, and you won't settle for the bullshit from them, This is your dad scared dogs, so the kid's father. Oh, he's not a dog dad? Oh, that's bad. Heidi's not new to American sports. She grew up playing college basketball. So here's the deal. Like I said, we're going to open up the new line here. We will see what y'all talking about. And again, we can discuss parenting. We can discuss whatever may be on your mind. I don't know what new shit. We are going to get into some shit in a little bit. because I do want to talk about. I want to talk about some of these political shenanigans that are taking place. We're gonna discuss some of that shit, and why they think people are stupid. But like I said, let me open up the new line again. You can call, you can text. Yes, that's what it stands for, the shorthand. And I try to get things with shorthand so the numbers are easy to remember, or you could just fucking plug it in your fucking phone. I guess that works too, but it is what it is. So the new number is 833-248-3336. Or you could say 833-2, as in the number 2, the Den. Spell that shit out, THEDEN. And so, like I say, it's a lot of things that you have to consider when parenting. NASCAR, that number ugly as fuck. Boy, I don't hate on my number, goddamn. It's only a number off from 832, goddamn it. But shit, because I couldn't get no other fucking cool number. I couldn't get no number that had the Saucer or the Den or none of that other shit. So I had to go with 800 number. So it is what it is. But again, I want to make sure I got the right thing. So like I say, I'm using a new program. So what I'm trying to do is avoid all the phone usage. I just got to figure out how it's going to work on some other things. But, it's all Gucci. So, like I say, looking at these things, looking at life as it is now, looking at parenting as it is now, what the fuck is this stupid shit? That's fucking stupid baby pictures. Looking at parenting as it is now, like I said, I think there is a problem. I think there is an epidemic, and I think the world's only going to get worse because we create these entitled people who never face obstacles, who were never helped or coached or taught how to overcome things. And the parents just make it easy for them. And so when they get out in the world, that's why you have these quote-unquote SJWs who... Is it? Oh, my fault. I put the wrong number on there. I put on there backwards. It's 284. My fault. I wrote that shit backwards. Look, I'm new to the number 2, goddamn. It's 284, not 248. So I don't know who y'all calling. Y'all probably calling some kind of sex hotline. Let me fix that real quick. You start calling that bitch talking about, yeah, for $5 a minute, I can be all of your fantasies. Somebody gonna be like, who the fuck been calling the goddamn porn hotline? Do they still have that? Is that still a thing? Is phone porn still a thing? All right, there you go. I fixed the number. Goddamn. Look, y'all know the fucking letter T ain't under the number 4. Goddamn it. Double check that shit. Play as fuck up. NASCAR is actually pretty cool though, but only like the last 15 laps. Like the other shit, that question. Man, like I ain't even gonna take you out to the throwback memory. See, the old school, remember I said I ain't gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. That's what I was in the old school. I ain't finna tell you about it, but I'm gonna tell you about it. I remember they used to have a fucking movie phone. All right, let's see what we got calling in on this. All right, give me a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the Den this evening? Well, do we got somebody calling in? Well, maybe it ain't working. Maybe it's tripping. Hello. God damn, I don't want to have to hook this shit up to the phone. Well, I might have set it up the wrong way. Again, play as fuck up. Let me see what happened here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure I got this shit open the right way. Let's open it up and see what we got. It's a whole little process to this shit. I hear it ringing, but no, that's not it. Let me see. Make sure I got the timing right, because I got these bitches set up to certain times that they don't fucking answer the fucking calls. So let me make sure I got the shit correctly corrected. Yeah, it should be Gucci. That should be corrected. Let me see if this is right. Yeah, that should be corrected. I don't know. Everything else looks appropriate. So, we'll figure it out. I don't know. But like I said, I see the missed call. It said received, but I guess it was not received. Let's see. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got called into the den this evening? I don't know. I done broke the deadline, y'all. I don't know what I done to it. Hold on. I guess we got to set it up the old other way. I don't fucking want to do that shit. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let me see something here, how this works. No, I don't think that's going to play it. Why is it not letting me answer this way? All right, hold on. Let me see. Let me swap it up. See, I'm trying to avoid doing all this extra shit to have this shit neat and not all this fucking real estate on the desk all fucking... Yes. You got to put a quarter in to answer that bitch. Fuck, man, I got to do all this extra shit I don't want to do. All right, fuck it. Do it on the other way. Since the shit want to be fucking difficult and not do what I wanted to do. Test. The shit was working earlier just fine when I was testing the shit. I don't know what it's doing now. It's the right extension, yeah. And make sure it's the right settings, yeah. Yeah. All right, fuck it. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got. Oh, goddamn, this ain't Saw Sports. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
What's the motherfucking deal, Josh? What you want to drop on the Denline this evening?
Hey, man, but about the parenting issue, man, I just think that you just have to know your kids better. You just have to have a better feel for your kids, man. That just comes from spending time with them, man. Usually, if you're showing that love and affection at a young age, man, actually shapes how the kid will go in the future, because if you start off with your kid, not being there, your kid might, wander astray because you got a whole lot of peer pressure in this world. You got people forcing your kids to do things that they don't want to do at first. You got your kids forcing your kids to be bad and stuff and do everything else. So that leads to problems. So that's one way how to parent. But as far as that UH basketball game goes, I just think that was just pretty much a bad opponent. It was to the point where I was talking to students around campus because I never went. They was like, hey, I'm going to the game tonight. No one wanted to go, not because the team was trash. I mean, the team's actually good. It was just the personnel team that I was playing was just trash, and I was able to see that firsthand to the point where the starters pretty much sat the whole second half because it was that bad. Dang. But next week they played a team that they lost. Earlier they only lost, so it should be a good game. And then also, I seen today that UH got custom J's from Jordan himself, so it's a good thing that's happening with my school right now. So it is what it is.
Already. Yeah, I seen them J's. Them hoes clean in a bitch. But that's a bit, man. I appreciate the call there, Josh.
All right, man.
Already. Yeah. So All right. I'm still mad because I don't want to fucking have to talk into the thing. I want to be able to sit here and do whatever the fuck I was doing. But we'll get it all figured out. All right, Dr. Rabbit. Appreciate you following through. So, again, though, and again, you talk about peer pressure. And again, if you don't teach your kids how to deal with those kind of things, if you don't, if you're not proactive in their life, you've never set some boundaries for them and give them the understanding of why they shouldn't do these things. If you have, shown yourself to be a reliable source of information, and you up here fucking up and doing this, that, and the third, I think that that's a bad example. Again, so they're going to go into a situation, and once they're already into it, it's going to be a little bit too difficult to pull them out. If you haven't been there, you haven't been a constant figurehead in their life, then they are, they're going to say, hey, fuck you. You ain't never fucking showed me shit, so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Balin, what's the motherfucking deal? And it just kind of is what it is. Y'all betting? Look, hold on. Let me see. Let me get in this raffle action. But what I did want to talk about, too, is some of these political events that are taking place. And one of these things that apparently I've heard, and I hadn't seen it. I'm not looking for the video. Let me take this call first. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, what's the motherfucking deal? Edmund, what'd you like to drop in the den this evening?
So, speaking of, proper way to be a parent, what would you say if a female starts talking about having kids during her college days?
You need to avoid that situation because she's more focused on some bullshit than, getting her education. So she's just there in college to fuck off and fuck around. I wouldn't entertain that conversation. So I would say that you need to move around from that and move around quickly.
Yeah, because, do you think that females just like to plan ahead, like to think of the future, or is it a sign that she wants to settle now?
It's a sign that she's batshit crazy, but all signs say point to that. Nah, but I don't think that it's about planning ahead because again, women are strange. When they have those thoughts, it's usually not about planning ahead. It's usually more of an immediate thing. Now it's not to say all women don't plan ahead, but if you're supposed to be focused on getting your education and you're talking about kids and shit, then it means whatever you're going to school for, you're not taking that seriously. And that's what I look at that as, because if you're in school to get an education, have a better life, and you're talking about having kids and all that shit, it's going to make it quite difficult to juggle all that. Most people already have trouble juggling school and maybe work or whatever else it is. When you're trying to bring a new life in the world and you have to deal with all kind of timing and all that other shit, as far as being able to nurture and care for the kid and be there for the developmental stages, and you're talking about 4 years of school or 2 or whatever it is, again, you're talking about dealing with a small child throughout that process. Yeah, you don't want to deal with that. You don't even want to entertain that, because what it is, it either means that she sucks at school and she's not going to make it all the way through, or she's distracted, or her priorities are not in order. So I don't think that would be a good sign. And then it probably means that even if she did do all that and get out of school, she's not ready for the real world. Because a lot of people go to college just to avoid getting into the real world and having to deal with real world situations. Everybody's not in college for the betterment of themselves or for the continuing education aspect of it. So again, I think that if a chick is saying that, then she's lost, and so you need to move around from that.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to leave off with one more question.
All right, what you got?
What do you feel about these females getting pregnant during their high school years? Do you think that affects them as a parent, and And do you believe there's a way to solve that issue?
Yeah, it affects them as a parent because, like I say, they're still a kid, so they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And 9 times out of 10, if they got pregnant in high school, they were not raised by the most ideal parents, and so they don't know how to raise a child properly. And so again, it's going to continue that dysfunction. Then you're talking about it hampering your education, even just on the level of getting a high school diploma. And then I think that it's just kind of a slippery slope from that point on. It's kind of difficult to bounce back from a lot of that. Now, I'm not saying it hasn't been done. I've known people who have, but ultimately it's going to be a challenge. And so, I mean, but it's something that you got to deal with. If you make those decisions, if you play those games, it's a possibility. So I think, is there a solution? Better parenting. I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, you have a lot of people who don't have those conversations with their children about what will happen if they decide to go a particular route with their lives, and don't realize that, fucking raw and all that other shit is going to get you either burnt or pregnant. Both of them are bad. I'm not saying it's always going to happen, but it's a high possibility, if you're not aware of how to use protection and do these things. You have a lot of schools that teach that abstinence doctrine, and that doesn't help kids. I mean, you have to just look, motherfuckers gonna fuck. You got all these hormones raging through your motherfucking body. It's gonna happen. So instead of trying to hide the facts from kids, they need to go ahead and teach them the appropriate ways to do those kind of things if you're gonna do it. And since you don't, the motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they doing, and they don't know what the fuck they doing, and so they end up getting caught up and having children at a young age and getting ruined for the rest of their life because some adult can't have a real conversation with them. So I think that's kind of a situation with that.
All right, that's a bet.
All right, then, man. There we go with that. Protection. Man, what? I'm telling y'all. So, but like I was saying, who is it? Kamala Harris apparently out there dancing to Cardi B. That's the bitch y'all want to be y'all fucking president. That's the motherfucker y'all want to be. I was told, I was informed I need to stop being so liberal with the bitches. So let me make sure that's the chick y'all want to be y'all's president. And my problem in this situation is with black people. Because, I mean, we can go back to the fucking Hillary hot sauce incident. Hot sauce and nay-naying. We can go back to even Obama himself. This motherfucker said he was going to put a basketball court in the fucking White House and won the black vote. Like, it's sad because, like I say, those we, and I mean black people, but constantly lean to the left and have these expectations that they're going to do something for you, but they think you're a bunch of dumbasses and they entertain you just like the entertainers do. And motherfuckers eat that shit up. Oh, but I can relate to her. She does this to Cardi B like I do when I'm thotting in my bedroom. Oh, look at Hillary. She has hot sauce just like me. He said, well, teacher bitch Kamala class rejected. It was funny. Well, interesting. I said, Kamala has a bunch of issues. She's a flip-flopper. It makes me think of that fucking Sideshow Bob when he was running for, mayor or something like that on The Simpsons. So, it's the crazy shit. Yeah, I'm still smoking. I'm finna stop, though, because, one, I got a plan, and they're a fucking waste of money. I just need to stop smoking. I just like blowing smoke. I don't know why. I don't want to get out. Like I said, I don't want to do the vape thing. So I need to stop throwing away money for no reason. And because I got a plan. I got a plan for the I got a plan as far as the salt. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But again, like I say, and it takes nothing. It takes nothing to entertain the fucking black vote. And motherfuckers just with this stupid shit. Like, and that's what they think of you. you know, young voters ain't no blackness anymore. Oh, there's some motherfuckers out there still tripping. There's some motherfuckers out there still tripping on that bullshit. But again, like I say, she's just not the one, and she thinks she's gonna be. But I think, again, like I say, a lot of beginning. I follow a different group of black people, so you know, a lot of them don't think in the proper terms or as we're supposed to. My thing is, you know, Trump recently invested what is it, urban development, I believe, what, about $100 million, $110 million, something like that. They'll tell you, the billion, or I forgot what it was. A lot of money in traditionally black areas, or, you know, helping fund that situation. And I think that's a little bit more than Barry did, you know. There's a lot of other little things that are interesting, but, you know, the media doesn't want to talk about that kind of stuff because, you know, because that would go against that narrative, right? We wouldn't be able to say, hey, look at that fucking racist. Or, you know, it would change people's perspectives. So it's very interesting. Simpsons. But again, like I say, you know, it's a lot of interesting stuff that's going on out there that you have to pay a little bit more attention to. But again, we won't be able to say those things if the media puts that out there. Then they'll be like, oh, this goes against the narrative that we want to put out there. It goes against the narrative that we want people to believe. So it's very interesting. Get all your ASMR friends to join the stream. That's interesting. Hello, Hannah Beth Miller. You say there was some people preaching about God and saying everyone will go to hell if you don't convert. But a hotel on campus, yeah, they trying to help you out right there on the campus. Do I vote? Well, and I honestly, and I got to be realistic because I have to go in and really see what the rules are on that. But I've told y'all I've gotten into some trouble, you know, prior to there ever being a Soft Sports of the Den. And people who get into a certain level of trouble lose certain privileges. So, you know, it is what it is. But they struggling. But again, you know, I think that there's a lot of say teacher taught us that today. But I think there's a lot of things to consider when you are looking at, you know, what's going on in the world. But like I say, you know, with the whole vote, with the whole situation, like I say, it's easy to entertain the black vote, and it's sad. It really is sad because this is what they think about you. Like, I don't want my goddamn politicians. I'm gonna go right. I'm not using any more profanity in the den. My gosh dang politicians. That wouldn't be the den. The damn politicians, man. I don't want them fucking dancing and doing. I want them fucking knowing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing and making the world or making the U.S. The best place for me and you. Not dancing to fucking Cardi B. Like, you dance to Cardi B and you want to vote, you've lost all my respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a group of, there's a ton of them. But again, 96% of the black female vote went to Hillary. And again, you know, you talk about the Hillary situation, and it's just what I say, you know, I don't know that guy. But again, you know, when Hillary is the reason why a lot of these laws exist, you know, that have hampered the black community. And she didn't wait till she didn't apologize for it until she got the nomination. Not when she was running against old Barry back in the day, you know. Only when she got the nomination after she finagled it from what's his name, from Bernie, hit him with the okie doke. And then, you know, now I want to apologize for what I did. Yeah, and we made some bad decisions, and we shouldn't have done it. Well, we didn't know better then, and now we know better now. So, vote for my wife. I want to be the first man, and I'll play the saxophone for you every day. But I did not inhale, and I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So it is what it is. Yeah, motherfucker made Clinton seem like he was cool because he played the fucking saxophone. Like, fucking Biden is time. And so that's what I say. And a lot of people, again, a lot of people still thinking that was the best look for them. And again, I mean, you have to sit back and come on, let's be reasonable. Let's be sensible here. Why is she apologizing now? No, because she needs your vote. Why wouldn't it at any time prior? You had plenty of time. You could have been apologized, Secretary of State or any other government position that you've held. But it didn't matter then. I remember this shit with Bush. Man, Bush was Bush was a wild young man. So again, yeah, the fucking hot sauce. What brand hot sauce was that? Shit, I wonder how much money they lost when niggas was about it. What kind of hot sauce? Oh, this what you fuck? What kind of shit is that? That's that Louisiana man shit. I fuck with that shit. Fuck with that Louisiana hot sauce. Tripping with her goddamn self. You don't put that stage there, shit back in. She threw that shit as soon as she walked out of the studio, threw that shit in the trash can. Some fucking intern found that shit in the trash, probably threw it on their fucking chicken when they was on break. Fucking, what was that shit? What's that shit? Hot 9-7, Hot 9-5, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, the thing about it, you want to talk entitled. She feels entitled to the get the fuck out of here. That's the craziness. What makes you feel like you just deserved it? Just crazy stuff. And still feel dude, she's still mad about that shit. You mad, bro? I think we won. I think we ended up winning on that one. I have no idea how we got on Hillary. Oh, because I was talking about what's her name dancing, Kamala Harris dancing to fucking Cardi B, and how easy it is to entertain the black vote. So, there's that. Michelle, no. Unless we're talking about fuck, I can't even remember a goddamn name. What's the other Michelle? What's the what? I was trying to be funny, but I can't even remember a goddamn name. The Destiny's Child one. I'd rather a motherfucker not fuck with you, or at least not sell you this false idea that they fuck with you, than try to pander to you, on some bullshit. What's super funny about this? Somebody will come watch this stream, having no idea what the fuck the DNA is, wanting to check out parenting. Oh, okay, just interesting conversation. Then it all of a sudden goes fucking left. Michelle Williams, that's the one. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna call her today. I vote for Michelle Williams. She's my favorite member of Destiny Child. Was it Michelle Williams? What was the other? What was the name? It was it Michelle? No, it wasn't Michelle. Michelle wasn't. Who's the other one? Who's the dark skinned one? The little co-star, Beyonce little co-buddy. I don't remember what that one was. Kelly, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Kelly. Yeah, Kelly Rowland. That's who the fuck I'm thinking about. I don't know what the fuck. How the fuck I got to Michelle? Fuck Michelle. Bitch was the one who was overly, and she out here twerking and jerking and talking about you on some other shit. Yeah, Kelly Rowland. That's the one I'm talking about. Fuck Michelle. She was late to the party anyway. Just a filler. Motherfucker, you sing over her ass, talk over her ass. Why are you talking? You like a overrated backup singer. You ain't supposed to be in here talking. Hey, watch yourself, Heidi. Kelly Rowland's a national treasure. So again, Yeah, that was my favorite one anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, that was my favorite one anyway. But here's the thing though, and this is what I'm saying, and this is what I look at, this is what I talk about, and why I say this. You don't hear the Asians. They're not crying for anybody's vote. They don't even talk about the fucking Asians. I think Michelle was the one that started singing gospel. You don't hear anybody pandering to the Asians. You don't see them going to the fucking weave stores and saying, "Hey, we want your fucking vote." You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like they don't care. But the Asians are tripping. Why the Asian vote is irrelevant, but yet they're leading this country basically in new money and fucking education and virtually every aspect that really matters. The Asians are killing it in America. Like, I mean, they're just murdering fucking so much. Harvard's like, we got to get them out of here. There's too many Asians. We're picking for she's gonna turn into a fucking Chinatown. Goddamn. They had to start finding excuses not to bring the fucking Asians in. They lead an orange chicken. Hey, you ain't lying though. I'm a General So chicken. I'm hurting myself. Not an orange chicken go fed. I had some damn good orange chicken the other day. It was delicious. Man, that whole thing was interesting. You know, they were talking about the MAGA kids or whatever, and that whole situation. Like I mostly ignored it. I caught a little bit about it, but then I saw that they said, you know, some black Israelites over there, and they didn't even get any mention in the news. I bet they were upset about that. They was like, God damn it, we want our shine too. My thing is, I look at it like this. You know, I'm a person, like I said, I always put myself in another person's shoes. You know, and what was going on, you know, they call them whatever you want to call them. It is what it is. And again, everybody's entitled to their belief. But say the script had been flipped, and I'm out there, and it's some Klansmen or, you know, white, right, whatever you want to call them, type people. They start yelling a bunch of shit. Oh, they're going to get surrounded. It is going to be a situation. I'm not saying we just going to jump it off. Nobody started a fight. It wasn't nothing like that. But, I mean, what the fuck I'm supposed to do, run off? Fuck no. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, again, you know, my thing is, ultimately, though, like I said, I'm not mad at the fucking kids. It is what it is. I don't know what the Indian dude was doing. That's a whole nother story in itself. Like I say, it's just certain shit I don't really get involved in because it ultimately, the outcome of the story has no benefit to me. You know what I'm saying? They're walking over the dark group, man, shit, it's finna go down. It's finna go all the way the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's finna be a whole lot of smoke in the city. Yeah, they call the black kid names too. Told him they was gonna steal his organs and they was gonna do a bunch of other shit too. Like I said, it's just a whole bunch of shit. Like, especially when you young in your prime. Oh, it's about to be go time, man. It's finna go all the way down. But my thing is, yeah, it is definitely, the thing is, like I say, you know, I don't see them putting up anybody who's going to contend. So if by some way they manipulate Trump out of office, that's the only success they'll have. If Trump runs again, it's a wrap, and I think it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout. He said the first day, I was a great girl that wanted everyone to join her group. Me too, to study together. Man, shit, that's what I'm saying. They motherfucking me won't. They not worried about none of the bullshit. They get into the money. How do I get this money? You know, okay. We finna take over this. We finna take over that. Man, I see some shit. I posted it in the den, man. Oh, no. No, man, motherfuckers probably talk some shit, but they ain't gonna do nothing. There was some fucking Klansmen rolled through Third Ward or some type of something. Motherfuckers rolled through there the other day and was starting a bunch of shit. This might have been about a year or so ago. And I'm not saying, you know, Third Ward ain't it, but again, it's like I say, what do? We attack our own. No qualms about it. No hesitation about it. But when it's another, you know, it's always the situation. So it is what it is. Again, then that's my issue. Like, if we gonna treat ourselves a certain way, you know, treat everybody that way. You know. You can't just like we talk about we ain't gonna let no other nigga come through the hood and do this, that, and the third. But you let some motherfuckers come out there really on some shit. And I'm not saying they was out there punking nobody or whatever it is, but I forgot where they went. I forgot if it was some shit supposed to be by the Buffalo Soldier Museum or some shit like that. I can't remember, but it was supposed to be some little shit, some little situation. I think it was a bunch of yelling and shit. But again, man, you know, it's just a lot of shit. It's just a lot of shit. But yeah, they over there. The Asians invested in Africa like a motherfucker. They put a lot of money into Africa. But the thing I saw, man, these motherfuckers froze the fucking fish, threw that bitch in some fucking water, and that bitch came right back to life. Like that bitch was frozen, solid, dead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that bitch was fucking inanimate. They put that bitch in some water. The hoe sat in the water for about a minute and a half. The little fucking fins start, you know what I'm saying? Start coming out, and then fucking shit. That bitch started swimming around with his little buddy and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? I was like, I done seen it all, man. I done seen it all. So when did they start doing people like that? When are they gonna start freezing motherfuckers like that? That's what I started thinking about. Like, man, if they did that shit to the fish, motherfucking fish all the way out of water, like this bitch in a fucking frozen ass cooler, whatever the fuck it was, and now that bitch reanimated and was like, so I think the reason it took so long for it to get back in there was like, bitch, I'm alive. Oh shit, I thought I was dead. Fish jumped back to life, was ready to go. Again, so you know, there's that. But again, like I say, you know, to get the black vote, it's basically nothing. You know, again, do some old shuck and jive and keep it alive. Y'all saw that thing in Venezuela, and the Russians were saying that America needs to keep their ass up out of here before we beat them up or some shit. But no, I saw that there was like a little mix up with the elections, and it's very interesting what's going on there. You know, so yeah, they out there letting it be known. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that fucking like Trump. I mean, you saw a lot of. The thing was, like I said, it kills me how. I think Harvey was with him. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got called into the den this evening?
It's Edmund again.
Edmund again. Nah, what's the motherfucking deal, Edmund? What you want to drop on the? What you want to drop in the den tonight, Edmund?
So it's a little bit off topic, but what do you think of long distance relationships?
They don't work. I don't think they work very well. Was it? Yeah, I just don't think they work. No. I think they're a no-go. That's all I got on that.
Because I thought it would work out between me and Heidi, but
no, she's cheating on you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. She's definitely cheating on you.
But what if I'm in love with, you know, the German?
I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to take that level. And Germans are into some wild shit. I don't know if you want to be about that life.
Yeah, but I heard they're the freakiest, so you know, it kind of tempting to not get an action of that.
I think that it depends on your definition of freaky. There's like freaky, and then there's other shit. I think the Germans are far past freaky. They're on that other shit. So, I mean, if you're on that other shit, man, you know, do what you do. Do what you do, man. If that's the pool you want to swim in, you know, go for a dive, man. That's all I got for that. Big Al, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Debo, what's the motherfucking deal? So, I mean, you know, you're gonna be on there. She's gonna have you like a old gal off Players Club when she had them fucking police whipping you, spanking you and shit. You're gonna be into that weird shit, man. Hard, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
All right. Just before I go, what's your opinion on the wall? And do you believe that the wall is racist, like a lot of liberals say?
That's a good question, man. That's a very good question. The wall. I don't really give a shit about the wall either way. You know, I really don't. But I don't think it's racist. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that has anything to do with racism. I don't think it's racist. But if a wall does happen, you know, I want to see Mexico pay for it. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see. Man, everything's racist. Oh, you're black, huh? Huh. Well, you don't support everything black. You're a coon. But calling you a coon isn't racist. You're a racist for not falling in line, being monolithic like everybody else. Man, it was a video. Was that on your page? Beyond the Funny Nigga, with the chick fucking up the fucking Mickey D's and everybody had their phone out. Like I saw it. I don't know if it was on your page. I saw it, but I saw a video, and I wanted to cut the sound on to see what the fuck was happening, but I didn't. I just because I think I might have been streaming or something. Okay, I'm gonna go back and check that out because I wanted to see what was happening with that shit. And again, bad parenting leads to shit like that. Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. You went and got your feet massaged by an Asian girl. That was good. So I'm telling you, Asians, we just talking about Asians winning. Asians winning in the foot massage business. You know what I'm saying? Man, they ain't even tripping. They want the money. Try to get a black girl to massage your feet. Take them corn dogs somewhere. She gonna talk about she gonna roast your fucking feet. She ain't even gonna motherfucking me. She ain't even gonna massage. She just gonna roast them. Your feet gonna be hurting worse than they were when you went in. Nail salons, exactly. All that stuff. They know what businesses will make money, and they know how to eat. So I mean, even if they're not going through higher education, they gonna eat one way or another. They gonna win, man. You know what I'm saying? So, Big Al, did the foot massage come with the happy ending? That's what the den wants to know. I know y'all thinking I'm gonna ask. But what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man. But one thing I forgot.
All right.
One thing that parents have to do nowadays is to pretty much. I know this might step on people's toes. Not the den, because we all know everybody. Just world in general. I've been seeing a trend with the domestic violence issue. And I say it like this. Usually, a comfortable place, man shouldn't be, punching women and hitting women because, men are, physically stronger than women mostly. But then all of a sudden, rules get made like that. And all of a sudden, like we've been saying, there's no checks and balances. So it's be chaos. And it happens again because now, I'm not sure you've seen that video of a girl just beating the fuck out this dude at a gas station just continuously. No one does nothing. All the men just stands there, watches it happen over and over and over again. And you know what's sad when girls in the comment section was like, "Nah, out of them." Nah, they was like, "Nah, man, out of them beat the bitch up already, man. Like that's too much." And that shocked me. Honestly, I thought I'd be hearing that from dudes. Even dudes was like, "Nah, man, after the third punch, man, that bitch head would have been somebody rear car or some shit." Cause that shit was out of line, but yeah. So I just want to know your opinion on that, man.
Okay, man. Appreciate the call, Josh. I'll definitely provide my opinion on that one.
All right, man.
Alrighty. Equal rights, equal fights. Equal lefts, equal rights. However you want to phrase it with a little funny quote. Why do black folks I got a gas station? That's a very interesting question. Is the club closed? They were waiting to gas up for the club. I don't even know. But here's the deal. I don't believe in beating up women unprovoked. I'm not saying go wailing off on a broad. If you got to get that whole little heat check, you got to do what you got to do. Like, it's only so much I'm going to take. I'm a human being, nonetheless. Like, if you don't hit me all that loud talking, all that other shit, okay, cool, fine, whatever. But if you think you just going to continually, I'm nobody's punching bag, dog. Like, you think you just going to continue like you just got a free pass to put your hands on me? Like you say, third time's the charm. I'm gonna go ahead and sit your ass down real quick. I'm not gonna wail off on you. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of nonsense. I'm gonna sit you down. You're gonna have a seat. I'll try to avoid striking if possible. But when the chick gets into that mode and you try to get up off you and like when you continue to, all right, then that's not working. Okay, well then we got another situation we got to deal with here. My thing is, like I say, and sometimes you gotta let them know that you don't follow those rules. I got to talk about a situation. Baker Man was there, and like I say, it was a friend of ours, and we'll use the term friend, and she got a little riled up. We had a little outing, and we had informed everybody before the outing. There may be water, there may be. We had some water balloons and some other shit and shenanigans and things going on. And so I came there trying to call herself, I guess, being cute or being fly or whatever she was calling herself doing. And, I don't give a shit. Splash. Splig-a-dash. Splig-a-dash with the splash. And the thing about it is, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like you talk about a woman beat you up, they're gonna laugh at you. I say it's a no win. But then if you beat the brakes off or some shit, then you're a bad guy. But I mean, I'm all about self-preservation. But she was getting overly aggressive and just feeling. I was like, man, look, you got to pump the brakes. like I said, I had to get restricted. I was like, look, I understand you being mad. 1 time, 2 time, whatever. All right, you got your little vengeance out the way. You do that shit again, I'm gonna put your ass on the ground. And all that over emotion and all that shit, she I guess she, put it through the proper thought processes, and decided to chill out. She was mad about the shit, but I was like, look, all right, at first that shit was funny, but now you better calm your motherfucking ass down, knock your fucking block off. Like, look, there's only so much I'm gonna take, but at least I give you a fair warning. You know what I'm saying? It was like shit, and your little stud buddy ain't gonna be able to help you. But you need to go. You want to get a lookalike, man? Go get your real bad because your little stud buddy can't help you, man. This is a situation above her league. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. That shit was quick. That shit was super quick. I don't even know who these people are with this shit. But, here, they ain't waste no time. I cut that shit off. They fucking put that shit back on. That shit ain't supposed to be till the end of the month. I already paid for that shit. Oh, my fault. I'm thinking that's Big Al trying to call in. I've changed the number of Big Al. I'm not using the old line anymore. The new number's right up here, the 833-284-3336. No, I ain't never had to. I ain't never had to do nothing bad to no broad. Like I didn't not punch, not actually strike. I've had to relocate a female a time or two. But technically, that if you do something like that, allegedly, let me say allegedly, If you do some shit like that, that's considered kidnapping. If you pick a person up and move a person from one side of the room to the other, that's considered fucking kidnapping. You know what I'm saying? What's the motherfucking deal, Vince? What's going down, man? Basically, we'll go get a rubber penis. You get everything else you want to have male qualities, but then you want to rub it in. The bitch really be trying to justify, oh, I got this motherfucking foot long strap on. Yeah, you bought that bitch. If I wanted to hit hoes with rubber dicks too, I could do the same thing. But unfortunately, I have a real one, so I don't have to go that route. Okay. Yeah, I'm saying, but I mean, if you want to call in on the other line, it's like I say, it's accessible. It's just like I said, I'm gonna stop using some of those other ones because I was trying to get it to where I could do it on the thing, but for some reason it ain't. Shit don't want to cooperate. So shenanigans on that. But like I say, man, you know, the thing about it is, but I wanted to get into something, and like I was just saying, well, I'm not really getting into something because I was just, you know, I was talking about building and things the other night. So I gotta think. I gotta really think. Like, I love the sauce. I love the sauce and what it is. But I'm almost trying to determine, do I like the Den more than the sauce? And this is why I say this. One, you know, it's a variety of conversation. And I love, you know, talking to people about all kind of different stuff that, you know, you can do that here as opposed to the sauce. But the other thing about the sauce, what I realized with this about to be going on year 2 of dealing with the sauce is it's very fickle. It's very fickle. And why I say that is because I talk about, you know, one, with it being Houston based, and, you know, Houston fans are funny fans. So when the Texan season is over, and I'm sure if y'all been in there or whatever, like I said, I don't know, like I'm still trying to determine, is it, you know, YouTube not sending notifications, or again, Texan season over, people have lost interest. It's a significant decline, you know. And so, like the other day when we talked about it, switching it up and changing it up, you know. Football is king. Okay. And so, you know, and I think part of that is one, because like I said, you know, I'm not going to sit here and just talk football the whole time. I mean, there's other sports, because ultimately that's what Soft Sports is. Like, I don't want it to be just a Texans channel. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. But there is. And what I'm saying about that is that with it being on YouTube and the way that things work, there's limitations. You know what I mean? And so, like I say, it's interesting because, like I say, once I said I started changing the conversation the other day, and I did the more variety vid, lost like fucking 12 subscribers, like off the bat. You know, I thought the shit was funny. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really tripping about the shit either way. But you know, and that's the thing, man. So I'm thinking I gotta figure it out what I'm gonna do with the sauce. Because it's one thing, you know, to say, okay, well, because I'll be honest, like when you're dealing with YouTube, you got to be kind of direct and informative in a sense. And what I mean by that is you really can't do the variety conversation. So it's like, yeah, that's what I really need to get back more so on the podcast, because, you know, people just want to talk sports. You can just listen to the podcast. But again, like, I don't want to go stagnant, or I don't want to, you know, I could do more direct Rockets talk, but then you lose people who just want to talk Texans, because you have people who are Texans fans but fans of some other basketball team or whatever else it may be. You know what I'm saying? And so, well, see, now if I do that, then, you know, the way the YouTube algorithm works, and they'll start thinking I'd abandon the channel, and, you know, when you're not doing certain things, you know, you lose certain. It's like I say, YouTube being the way it is and it changing up so often, you know, you got to do certain things. And so, like I say, it's it's I guess, like I say, I don't know, because it would either require me doing a lot more videos. And again, what I mean with that, so focus a video solely on Texans content, solely on Rockets content. When available, do Astros, and then when available, do a little bit of Dynamo. But I really, at this point, again, because like I talk about, I'm not into the mock stuff really. That's just not my bag. Other people, they're much better at that. It's just hard for me to get into that. I really just don't. And to me, I don't think things really start getting relevant again. Senior Bowl is one thing, but then you're waiting. You hear a lot of pro days have to go by. You got the fucking combine, and a lot of shit changes up. And I think that's when you really start taking it a bit more serious. Or that's when I prefer to take it a bit more serious, because there's gonna be so much up and down shit. And that bothers me. And yeah, and that's another thing that you're talking about, Jared, is that it's almost like it depends on what the Texans do, and the sauce is based off of that. And I don't like being at the mercy of something else, but it kind of is what it is. You know what I mean? But like I say, I got some thinking to do. I got some real thinking to do with that. Yeah, and I mean, and especially with the Texans not making any moves or not doing anything. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just like I say, I don't want to sit there and be repetitive. Like, I still want to give the nightly streams and all that stuff, but I don't want to become repetitive, talking about the same shit. Like, okay, nothing happened with the text today, so let's talk about the same shit. Like, I don't want to do that. Well, like I say, the Den is always right. It is what it is, because it's not based on, an external factor. So that's why I say it's just, I got to figure something out with that. I definitely got to figure something out with that. I have some. I came up with a pretty. I got some ideas on how to work on it, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. Like I say, the thing about a sponsor though, there's ways, because again, like, there's certain people who, say that they're sponsored, but it's not technically a sponsor. I mean, there's affiliate marketing, and you can call it a sponsor. I could do that, because that's what a lot of YouTubers, they say, oh, well, we're sponsored by such and such, but it's really just affiliate marketing. So I could pull that, but man, those good ass cookies. But I don't think I don't want to say I don't ever want a real sponsor, because of course I ain't turning down the money, ain't turning down shit, but my collar, I ain't even got a collar. But when you start getting that outside stuff in, motherfuckers like, well, maybe you don't want to say this, or maybe you don't want to say that, maybe you don't want to do this or say that, and that's actually a very good point too. There's something I was thinking about trying to make a play on something like that too, Broderick. Something very interesting. But like I say, so it's just like I say, it's a lot of thinking. Sometimes it could be me overthinking things, but we'll figure it out. Like I say, because I got some ideas. I just don't. I got to figure out how to make it worthwhile to do that. Got to figure out how to do that. Yeah, and my thing is too, when you start doing certain things, like I say, with things, they're gonna want you to calm it down. They're gonna want you to, hey, well, and that's not how it's gonna work. Again, like I say, this is the place where people can speak what they want to fucking speak, say what they want to fucking say. You say DJ Reed is always that open a podcast. I have to reach out and see. What? Clutch is the GOAT. Toro's not a bad mascot. I'm not familiar with all Orbit does. I guess I'd have to pay more attention. But like I say, we'll figure it all out. But like I said, I have this idea for the sauce. And I think it could work well for the den also. So some things I'm going to be pondering on. There's some things I'm going to have to ponder on to see how it plays out, how it works out. Let me see something. Let me see. All right. Okay. Now give me just one moment, and I will be right back. I need to check something real quick, and we will continue this conversation. Give me just one moment. I'll be right back. Make sure you check out The Den Show on all the proper socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You're already on YouTube watching it, goddammit. So again, yeah, I had to figure something out real quick. And again, like I say, man, you know, it's a very interesting situation to figure out. When we're talking about comparing sports situations, I got a question. I don't think the Astros have one. And I think we might have asked it. I don't know if we might have talked about this in the sauce. Are we talking? We're talking power dancers versus Texans cheerleaders. I'd like to know y'all's opinion on that one. Interesting. Fingerprints. You find fingerprints. Oh man, persuasion, what's the motherfucking deal? I agree. I definitely go power dancers over cheerleaders. Hands. This is how. Oh, that bitch is dope. That bitch is super dope. Yeah. That bitch is live at 5. Power dance hands down. Yes, you know. See, you ain't as German as we thought. You getting it. You getting the American idea. Yeah, man. You by comparing their looks. I would. Some great looking ladies in the bleachers. Yeah, there's some. I give you there's some good and some bad. All right, there are some rough fans. There are some rough fans. There are some very attractive Texans ladies. You ever go tailgating? Good grief. Like, why ain't they showing more of these women on the goddamn TV? You will see some shit. You're like, what the fuck? Where have I been? Calling my life. All these hoes in the goddamn parking lot. A titty den. Yeah, I agree. The fucking power dance, they really be getting it in. And that's all. I would never judge them by their looks. I was just saying about their skill set and the physical movement to music. That's all I would suggest. I would never. I'm lying like a motherfucker. Yeah, it's some very attractive Texans fans out there. I'm like, well, good grief. What happened to the light? The light got all crazy. What I done did? Yeah. Fix yourself. What's wrong with you? But yeah. Oh, shit. I don't know what I've done to it. But again, like I say, titties. God's gift to men. And babies too, I guess. I don't know. I don't think titties are really for the babies. Titties. I appreciate all titties. I have no titty bias. I don't think. Well, I have titty preference. You know what I'm saying? You say, well, Bob, but you got some. That's what I'm talking about, Big Al. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something real throw it off. Y'all gonna be looking at me like, Honcho, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know who would get it? Maybe might have to be a little bit younger. The fucking black lady, always at the fucking Rockets games, dancing her fucking ass off. I don't care what y'all say. Fuck y'all. She be getting old school, be getting it. I don't care what y'all talk about. Well, yeah, that's her husband. Them motherfuckers just loaded. Motherfuckers paid like, I forgot how much. They paid a gang of money to basically like get to be coach for a day or something like that. I forgot. Them motherfuckers is loaded. Yeah, look, we need to get the sauce funded. Hey, yo, I'm just saying. I agree about a meet and greet. Like I say, it's just I have a place in mind and everything. But like I say, I have these goals, and I know exactly where the first meet and greet will be, and I think everyone will enjoy it. I just don't know when. I guess most ideal would be during the season when people are actually paying attention. Maybe like a Saturday before a game or something. So, oh man, you come on, Baker, man. Look, man. You know, I love Sauce Nation, but Sauce Nation is a super sausage party. It's a super sausage party, and so it'll be a very interesting place. All I'm gonna say is if you got an old lady, she may not like you watching Sauce Sports after that. No, it's not a strip club or anything like that. It's that's just all I'm gonna say, man. She's gonna be like, fuck you, fuck Sauce Sports, don't watch that shit no more. Fuck that Honcho nigga, and everything he stand for. It would be a very interesting event. I just got to double check. I think they do, but I got to see if they have like a room or area that you can smoke that you can have sectioned off to yourself. Damn, fucking so I have to see. Trust me. Y'all would definitely appreciate the venue and the view. It would be well worth it. Stogies, I've never heard of Stogies. Oh, you'll have plenty of people to talk to, Heidi. Oh, that old spot, man. Look, yeah, with the Spider-Man stripper, that bitch there. Give her all the props in the world. I thought that was gonna fall. Like, you go back and look at pictures from that fucking event. I gotta find them. I got them somewhere. You go look back and look at pictures from that outing. It looked like the camera all upside down and shit. To the fucking librarian. They should have fired her ass on the spot anyway. That bitch was on drugs. She was terrible. She was terrible. So, man, it's I got an idea, but I gotta see. But it might be a little out of the way for some people. So I'd have to look around and maybe find a central location. But it will definitely be a very interesting shindig. Oh man, that fucking dude. See, I ain't been back on that fucking Facebook account. Like I said, I just stopped fucking with it. But that dude there, dog. Come on, what the fucking, what was that, $200-300 in fucking lap dances? Like, you only get like a song, bro. Well, yeah, that place was cool though. That was a live ass night. I can't lie. That was a very live ass night. Fucking very live. Very, very interesting. It was funny because we were all fucking, motherfuckers was working and shit and, in the fucking plant. And some motherfuckers had to shave, only had a little hoe ass mustache and shit. And motherfuckers thought we was cops at first or some shit. So they didn't want to fuck with us. But shit, when their money came out, they was all on it. They was all on that shit. Like, shit. Yeah. No. What I'm talking about is not it's not a strip club or anything like that. Well, I won't say anything like that, but it's not a strip club. But it's definitely a very interesting venue. I don't think it's 21. It's not 21 and up. Nah. I don't think so. I think I know things change up after a certain time, but I don't think it's 21 and up. But I think maybe 18. I don't know. I have to see. Oh, well, then trust me, Big Al, trust me, you'll have a field day. Eye candy everywhere. Matter of fact, I was just talking to the lady Honcho, because I was telling her about, like, that I was talking about the place, and she was looking it up, and she was showing me some of the pictures that some of the recent things that they had there. It was pretty cool. I'm like, damn, I'm missing out. Shit, need to go back to that bitch. I don't think it'll be probably wouldn't be a 420 friendly venue, but there's always, where there's a will, there's a way, to make things happen. Motherfuckers don't be tripping on age, dog. Like I say, that shit there is it ain't no big deal. But here's the deal, my friends in the den. I think I'm gonna wind it down here. But this is a chick on the gram named Mo Vickers. Man, I got a homegirl I need to reach out to too. I'm gonna jot that down. I got a homegirl I need to reach out to too, and see what she would tax me for some love, because she got everybody and their mama in the city who follow her. I'm talking about like all the fucking rappers and all that shit. I need to tell her, give me a little shout out when she would tax me for a shout out. I need to reach out and stop bullshitting. Oh, word? Okay. I mean, I definitely need to check that out there. The thing is, I gotta work on getting some more women in the den, so we can get some good arguments going up in here. We're living in the age of the battle of the sexes, so definitely need to get some calls in here so they can be mad about it. But like I say, man, with that being said, I appreciate all of y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wind it down, man. I thank y'all for joining me in the den this evening. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Same den time, same den place. Yeah, all right. Now let me go get this bitch arguing. We'll call them debates, but you know what I mean. But until then, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening, man. It's time to random hand cut the TV off, man. We out.